And Joe Biden, the apparent winner in Georgia.
Joe Biden won Georgia in November 2020 by the narrowest margin of any state, fewer than 12,000 votes. On the same election day, there were 2 Senate votes. Republican Senator David Perdue was facing a challenge from Democrat Jon Ossoff, and a special election for the seat vacated by retired Republican Johnny Isakson. Kelly Loeffler became the incumbent against Democrat Raphael Warnock. But none of those candidates received the required majority, so under state rules, 2 runoff elections were scheduled for January the 5th, 2021. Meanwhile, Donald Trump claimed, without evidence, that voter fraud had cost him the election, and he said Georgia's runoff would also be rigged.
And make sure your vote is counted. Make sure they don't let you say, I'm sorry, somebody else has already voted for you.
Well, that kind of backfired. Disgruntled Republicans stayed home, Trump made it all about him, and
NBC News now projecting that Jon Ossoff, the Democrat, will win the Senate runoff in the state of Georgia.
This is breaking news. NBC News now projects Raphael Warnock as the winner in the special Georgia Senate election.
It was the very next day that a pro-Trump mob attacked the United States Capitol building, trying to stop the final certification of Joe Biden's victory. Now Senator Jon Ossoff still has another 4 years in his term, but as Warnock is technically serving out the remainder of Johnny Isakson's term, he's up for re-election in November. So, who is Senator Raphael Warnock? Well, probably the first thing to know is that he is a Christian minister.
It is the first day of the rest of your life. Go now to that place on our website that says, I want to join.
The 53-year-old became Georgia's first ever black senator last year, and along with Ossoff, they are the first Democrats elected to the Senate from the state in 2 decades. Warnock has been the senior pastor at Atlanta's Ebenezer Baptist Church since 2005, the pulpit once occupied by civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King.
Dr. King said, "History has thrust something upon me from which I cannot turn away."
Warnock is the father of 2 children with his now ex-wife, Ule, who's accused him of running over her foot during an argument.
I want to file a report.
I'm thinking she's clear, and I barely moved. And all of a sudden she's screaming that I ran over her foot.
A medical examiner found no sign of injury and no charges were laid, but the issue has not gone away.
So you do not want Walker running loose against your secondary.
Senator Warnock's Republican opponent is former footballer Herschel Walker, who was born in Georgia, played his college football there in the 1980s before 12 seasons with the NFL.
Newsom and Walker next to White. Snap is back. Hand off Walker up the middle. 10, 5, touchdown, Herschel Walker!
Walker is now 60. He's a longtime friend of Donald Trump, who appointed him to his Presidential Commission on Sports and Fitness. Walker is also a businessman with a number of companies involved mostly with chicken products. And Herschel Walker was a vocal supporter of Donald Trump's false claims the 2020 election was stolen.
Part of Walker's appeal for Republicans who nominated him to run for the U.S. Senate was his potential to strip black voting strength away from Raphael Warnock. If Walker could sway enough black voters, he could win the Senate race.
But Herschel Walker is a very controversial candidate. Trump's backing helped him win the Republican nomination, but he still carries plenty of baggage, including allegations of domestic violence by his former wife.
Listen to what his ex-wife had to say about him.
His eyes would become very evil. The guns and knives. I got into a few choking things with him. The first time he held the gun to my head, he held the gun to my temple and said he was going to blow my brains out.
Herschel Walker has been diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, and he blames that for behaviour including playing Russian roulette. Early in the campaign, it was revealed Walker actually has more children than previously acknowledged.
After initially admitting to having a child that was unknown to the public, it turns out Walker has 2 more children.
And this week, a report from the Daily Beast claimed that Walker, who says he opposes abortion in all cases, including pregnancies as a result of rape and incest, encouraged his girlfriend to get an abortion. in 2009, which she did. He then reimbursed her for it and sent her a get well card. Walker denied the abortion claim and initially said that he didn't even know who was making the allegation. That was undercut 2 days later when she claimed to be the mother of one of his children, which Walker also wanted aborted. Making matters worse, Walker's son Christian then took to social media with a very blunt message for his father and any Conservatives thinking of voting for him.
He has 4 kids, 4 different women, wasn't in the house raising one of them. He was out having sex with other women. Do you care about family values? I'm just saying, don't lie. Don't lie on my mom. Don't lie on me. Don't lie on the lives you've destroyed and act like you're some moral family man. Y'all should care about that, conservatives.
Herschel Walker maintains it's all untrue.
What's your reaction to people so close to you? Your son, a mother of someone who says that she's the mother of your kids, saying that you're lying. What's your reaction to people so close to you saying don't trust you?
Well, just like what I just said, the Democrats are desperate for this seat. This seat is important. They're very desperate for this seat. I love my family. I always love my family. I'm going to win this race. I know I'm going to win this race and stuff.